Hello, peoples. I am Jenny, and I am here to give you an update on the HCG diet as well as where I am on my journey on the HCG diet. So let's take a look at some numbers here first on my chart. And I am on day 16 on the diet, and I got on the scale this morning, and it said, wait for it, minus 1.2 pounds. I was very happy about that. So I had minus zero point 0.9 yesterday, minus 1.2 today. So, my second week I didn't do so hot. I only lost 2.5 pounds. First week I lost 7.7. So I knew it wasn't going to be a great week. I was hoping to maybe lose 4. It was kind of shooting high, but I didn't get close. I minus 2.5 the second week. But on the third week, we're doing good because I am only 2 days in and I have already lost 2.1 pounds in these 2 days. So I knew it would level back out. Um, Part of why I think I'm being successful is just a little bit of a change in my diet and eating that delicious chicken that I talked about in yesterday's video. So watch yesterday's video to get the recipe for that. And yesterday I only had one tortilla and I put the chicken on the half of it. I did weigh to see how much chicken takes up half of it before I fold it down, which would be the same amount that I would put in the middle if I was making just a regular taco and folding it over. So I put it on the side. I made sure I weighed it. It was 3 ounces of chicken is how much fills it up. A splattering, not even an eighth of a cup of mozzarella cheese just to give a little bit more flavor and um, texture and moisture and variation to it. Folded it well, stuck it in the toaster oven, toasted her up, brought it out, and opened it up a little bit and loaded it as best I could because it's crunchy. It can't fold as much, so it can't hold as much as if it's soft, and I can like just kind of bend it around and hold it like that and eat it. I opened it up and I stuffed in lettuce and 3 cherry tomatoes that I have sliced open and gutted in there too. So yeah, I figured I figured it's I figured it out yesterday, and that meal, which is the only one that I ate yesterday, and I didn't even snack. I wasn't hungry the whole rest of the day, was 288 calories. So I am definitely under the 500. I was yesterday. Anyway, so I think that the scale is rewarding me a little bit for that, which I'm happy about. Can you tell? I'm so happy. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about what I was going to talk about today, which is the significance of regular meals. All right. And this talks a little bit to the fact that, I say I only have one meal a day, um, which is really like the OMAD diet, or it's like intermittent fasting diet, kind of. So let's read a little bit about the history of eating regular meals, because we come from a culture where you're supposed to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. In the early Neolithic times, another change took place which may well account for the fact that today nearly all inherited dispositions sooner or later develop into manifest obesity. This change was the institution of regular meals. In the pre Neolithic times, man ate only when he was hungry, and only as much as he required to still the pangs of hunger. Moreover, much of his food was raw, and all of it was unrefined. He roasted his meat, but did not boil it, as he had no pots. And what little he may have grubbed from the earth and picked from the trees, he ate as he went along. The whole structure of man's omnivorous digestive tract is that of an ape, rat, or pig, adjusted to the continual nibbling of tidbits. It is not suited to occasional gorging, as is, for instance, the intestine of the carnivorous cat family. Thus, the institution of regular meals, particularly of food rendered rapidly assimilable, don't know that word, placed a great burden on modern man's ability to cope with large quantities of food suddenly pouring into his system from the intestinal tract. The institution of regular meals meant that man had to eat more than his body required at the moment of eating so as to tide him over until the next meal. Food rendered easily digestible suddenly flooded his body with nourishment of which he was in no need of at the moment. Somehow, somewhere, this surplus had to be stored. Okay, so they're saying back in caveman times, the Neolithic era, that man only had one meal a day, and then grazed the rest of the day. He would be out hunting all day long, finding his food to bring home to prepare that one meal that they would have. And then he'd go out hunting again. As he was hunting, he would scavenge probably bugs, nuts, and berries as he went along, just to kind of eat. And according to Dr. Simeon, that this is more the normal digestive tract that we have. That little bit of grazing throughout the day, and then the one meal is kind of how our bodies are developed. Although it feels like this article kind of contradicts itself in that I would think spreading one meal into 3 meals a day is more kind of grazing. But anyway, I'm just reading to you what it says. Um, what I find the most interesting and what I have heard people refer to is the fact that we force ourselves to eat 3 meals a day because we have been told you have to or your metabolism will go awry. Um, but we've kind of found out over time that's not necessarily true. And we've seen a lot of studies recently talking about the health benefits of fasting. Um, and especially in the diet world, but just some overall health benefits as well. So that's what the protocol says. Take the information that you have on your own and mull it over and make a decision that's best for you. For me, I have one meal a day, um, and sometimes another snack, or maybe sometimes a second meal. I mean, if my meal is only 288 calories, then I mean, it's hard to call it a meal, but it feels like a meal on this diet. Um, so, like yesterday, I did that twice. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, I did that twice. Yesterday, I had it just once. Usually, I have it just once. That's because me personally, it's like a trigger. And this goes back to the fact that I'm convinced I have some form of eating disorder in regards to an addiction to food because I can't stop. I open a bag of potato chips, I finish the bag of potato chips. I open a bag of cheese puffs, I finish the bag of cheese puffs. I open a can of peanuts, I will just keep eating until I'm almost uncomfortable. Like I eat until I'm uncomfortable. I don't understand in my body the point of being satiated and not wanting more. Like it tastes so good in my mouth, I just can't stop. The other thing that happens is once I start eating is that shortly afterwards, if I eat first thing in the morning, all day long, I want to eat. I'm finding myself wanting to eat. I'm not quite sure if it's truly hunger. I don't believe like my stomach is growling or anything like that, but I do believe, but I know myself, I know over all the years of living, um, that all of a sudden it got really dark in here. Let me see if I can lighten it up. Oh, that's better. I know over the many years of eating that for me personally, when I eat in the morning, I kind of eat all day long. And if I don't eat in the morning, if I can go longer and eat later in the day, then I'm better off. One, because my window of time that I can eat before I go to bed is shorter, so therefore kind of taking in less food. And then I also psychologically just tell myself, you just ate, you're fine, and try to talk myself off of eating more. Unless I'm truly hungry, then I allow myself to eat. So that's kind of where I am. That's what the protocol says. That's the protocol's explanation for why the diet is set up the way the diet is set up. And I guess the diet is set up as eating 2 separate meals plus 2 separate snacks. So you're eating 4 times a day. So maybe that's why he's saying that's why the diet is set up that way, that you're eating 4 times a day. Um, and I hope that works for you. It worked for me. I mean, I did it. I did it the very first time I ever did this diet, maybe 5 years ago. Um, but I didn't really enjoy it, and I found myself like, just, is it time to eat again? Is it time to eat again? I want to eat again. Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit about dosing. I'm going to find where that is in the protocol. So I will read to you about injection dosing, which will be Greek to me because I don't do injection dosing. And then I'm going to talk to you about dosing with the drops, which applies to me because this is something salient and relative right now to what's going on with my diet. So I thought maybe I'll share what's happening in my world. All right, so that's all I have for today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. Oh, I did get another wonderful recipe for a strawberry smoothie, which I will share in the future. Um, Looked very good. Um, Shockingly, where I live, it snowed again. Yes, this is April 22nd, and it snowed yesterday. And I look through the crack of the window, and I still see snow on the branches. We got like 5 inches of snow. April 20th. I mean, it was 80s. It was in the low 80s like a week or two ago. So who knows? By this weekend, it'll probably be in the 80s again because that's the kind of weather that we have in Northeast Ohio. But just not feeling like having a smoothie right now. Just trying to stay warm in the house for the next few days. But I'm going to try that one. Any other substitutions for proteins that you have found that you really enjoy? Share those with me too, because I like a variation in my diet every now and then. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I'm very happy with this whole bunch of chicken that I made because, of course, I used like 5 chicken breasts. So I have 2 bowls of it in the refrigerator. And I'll be very happy to go through all of this and not change it up at all. But I also have some turkey taco sitting in another bowl in the refrigerator, so I'm going to have to eat that as well. But any other suggestions besides those two things, which are my main two staples that I eat on this diet, let me know. Occasionally I'll do an omelet just to switch it up, but I don't do it the right way. I use full eggs, I don't use egg whites. Um, yeah, and that's the only thing I really do different. So share with me what you do, and I will be seeing you tomorrow, hopefully. I think tomorrow is one of my really busy days. So, sometime throughout the course of this weekend, I'll manage to get between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at least one video up, and I'll try to get it two. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.